Hey now, ceramics people, it's Monday. Happy Monday. Last day for seniors is tomorrow. Seniors, I wish I could be there to say goodbye in person and wish you the best. Videos today. Well, before we get to those, let's look at a pot I have here. This is one of the pots I made. Made it, where did I make it? 1999. Is that before everybody was born? Probably, right? So it's a nice tall pot, as you can see. I can't fit it in the frame of the phone unless I go way back here. And this I made and gave to my mom. And this is, I was on the verge of kind of trying to remake this glaze combination. This was a glaze called Oil Spot that was put on top of a glaze called Cream. So I would do the whole pot in cream, which we still have. That's one in a bucket there. But Oil Spot's the one of the ingredients changed and I could never make it again. And I had found another recipe that reminded me a lot of Oil Spot, so I was going to try this. So anyway, I would paint the Oil Spot on top of the cream in kind of patterns like you would see on an animal in nature, sort of, okay? Organic, in other words. And it came out really cool. Good combination of glazes. And this is one of my favorites. Okay, the videos today. We're going to watch an Antiques Roadshow video where they take a look at some pottery from the southwestern area of this continent. And this is my favorite type of pottery. It's called burnished blackware. And there's a new term for you. And then you're going to see how much that stuff is worth. What do they call it? Spoiler alert, it's a lot. And there's another video that shows a guy actually making that type of pottery, which if I have the time and effort, I may try one day. Although it involves firing the stuff outside, so I don't know how I would go about doing that. Well, I got an idea. Anyway, in the video, he actually starts out the first 3 minutes or so making his own clay. So you can see that process. Interesting enough. He refers to a Maria, and I can't remember if it was Julian, her son, or a relation of hers. Anyway, he's referring to Maria Martinez, which is an ancestor of his, and she's the big name when it comes to this type of pottery. You can look it up if you'd like. And she lived, I think she died in 1980, and so she was around in the early part of the 20th century making this type of pottery. He refers to iron oxide when he's painting it on the pot. What's iron oxide better known as? Oxygen versus iron makes, over time, rust. I've dropped my notes here. And that's what iron oxide is better known as. They do an outdoor firing, and they use what he calls cow chips for the firing. Take a big guess what cow chips are. And then at the end, they show him selling his stuff in the Indian market. They call it the Indian market in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I would love to go to that. He's still alive. He's just a few years older than I am. I would love to get a piece of his pottery. I've looked it up online, and I may indeed buy one because this is my favorite stuff. So take a look at it and enjoy. And oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm going to school today, so I'm going to grade the stuff that you guys sent me to go and look for. So that should be happening soon. And look for that stuff on Synergy. Thanks.